You can't talk. God dang. I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, let's go.
Hey guys, welcome back to Baby Mama's Drama Recovery. It's your host Chelsea.
And Raven.
This episode we're gonna make spicy, sassy, and secretly therapeutic. We're gonna play a game like we did last week. I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it makes everything light, and you still, get to learn our personalities. It's called Boundaries or Bullshit. So, we're gonna have this here so we can read the stuff off of it. All right. So for the game segment, it's sip your drinky drink, spill your truths, and sort the healthy from the hella toxic. Is it a boundary or is it straight up bullshit? So, little example that we have listed on here, we're going to have this little handy iPad so we don't forget anything. We each are going to take a sip if you've ever, and then we're going to lead into the if we think something is a boundary or if it's bullshit. So I'll let you do I'll do the take a sip, and then when we get into the relationships, I'll let you read. All right, so take a sip if you have ever fallen for the bullshit. All right. Been guilty of doing the bullshit. Ignored your own boundary and regretted it.
We're guilty.
Of a lot of things. All right, so let's go. Round one is going to be relationships, and I'll let you read these, and then we can say boundary or bullshit.
So, I don't want you to have any male friends. That's just my boundary. Boundary or bullshit.
I don't think that's a boundary. I think it's more of a respect thing. Like, I look at it as respect. It depends on how it's being presented to me or the situation. Like, I don't want it to be like, you ain't talking to so and so. I need it to be like, I feel like, I'm not going to do these things, A, B, C, and D, to respect you, and it'd be great if you didn't also,
Yeah.
So I think it's more of a respect thing. So I guess a boundary.
I see it as a boundary. The only word I don't like in that is any. I don't want you to have any male friends because there are a few males that I have in my life that I will always have as my friend. They're more like family to me. And I'm not just gonna be like, oh, well, I can't be your friend anymore because my boyfriend has a problem with it, especially if I've done nothing to break your trust.
Right.
And if they've never done anything to break their trust. You see what I'm saying there?
Yeah.
Like, I get it if I have all these male friends that
Yeah.
are after me or, that I don't owe any loyalty to. But there's people in the past that are males that I do owe my loyalty to them. They've been there for me through thick and thin before somebody else came along.
Right.
So I don't like the word any. But what I just did right there was also setting a boundary right back to that boundary. I don't think it's bullshit. It was a boundary, but it's also with how you say it, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be texted past 10 p.m. unless it's urgent. It's a boundary.
I think that's a boundary for sure.
Yeah.
Usually, if you text me past 10 p.m., you're not going to get a response because I'm going to be asleep. That's like the other night I cracked up because you sent me something on Facebook and I responded to it and you were like,
I was like, the fuck
why are
you
you
doing
awake?
I was at work because I work night shift. It was like 11:30. I was like, what the fuck are you doing up? I definitely wasn't expecting that. So you didn't answer your phone, so I pulled up.
I think it depends on the situation. So I feel like if it's somebody that I really don't know that well, then, I'm not just going to roll up. But if I'm comfortable with you and you're not answering, I'm going to roll up.
But I don't see that as a boundary or bullshit. I see that as this is who I am.
Yeah,
like, if you ain't gonna answer your fucking phone, then I'm gonna pull up.
Yeah,
like,
that's me. Yeah,
answer your phone.
Right.
How about that? The boundary is with answering your phone.
Right.
You're not answering your phone. You ain't doing nothing. Like, now I know if you're at work and you can't answer the phone, or if there's a reason that I know that you can't answer your phone. No, there ain't gonna be no shit like that. But
Right.
if I'm calling you and I know that you ain't really got shit going on,
there's
and
no
I get
reason
that
you can't be
feeling,
answering the phone.
I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends. And also, it just depends on the level of trust I have with somebody,
Right.
and that is based off of a relationship. So, which I don't have one right now. So, I ain't got nobody to roll up on.
Yeah, I'll be rolling up too. No shame.
I roll up on
We'll
my
roll
friends
up together.
too.
Oh, I would too. That's
Shit,
like,
I like the fuck you doing?
well, that's why the night before I'm like, go ahead and call my pass in, because if you ain't awake, I'm gonna roll up.
Yes, I need you to. Like, I need you to. Like, if I'm not answering my phone or something, get your ass over here and get me out of bed. All right. So, if you really love me, you wouldn't need space. Bullshit.
That's bullshit for sure.
Everybody needs space.
Yes.
And for you to think that somebody's love for you is defined by them needing space for themselves, you need to go to therapy.
And I don't like that. I think that anybody that says if A, B, C, or D, you don't love me, or
Yeah.
no, don't put,
Don't put
stipulations on my love. Yes,
hmm
exactly. I don't like that at all.
Okay, so that's it on that one. And then so the next category is co-parenting and family. Still boundary or bullshit.
I ask that we don't introduce new partners to the kids until 6 months in. I think that's a boundary because the way it's presented, like I ask that we don't do
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Like, can we agree to
absolutely.
this?
Now, if you were like out
We're
of
not
control or
going to.
malicious
Yeah.
intent, like you're not bringing nobody around the kids until 6 months after dating, like, bitch, you don't control my life.
Right. And then it also too is like it has to be 50-50. So like if you're not bringing somebody around, if you're both agreeing to that and you're both waiting the 6 months, then absolutely that's commendable. But you can't bring somebody in a week later and then expect this person to wait 6 months. Like it's not
Like
how
the
it works.
situation I was just in. How
Right.
come you can have your man boot up with you, living with you,
Right.
but you want to tell your ex-husband, baby daddy, that he can't live with his girlfriend and now wife?
Yeah.
That made no sense. You can't set a boundary and not hold yourself to the same expectation. That is it hypocritical?
No, very hypocritical. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
You're married to him now, so you're the one who needs to deal with his ex.
Huh?
I don't really understand that question. You're married to him now, so you're the one who needs to deal with his ex. Wouldn't I be the ex? Like you're married to him now, so you got to deal with his ex.
I don't
I don't
get
understand that
it.
question. I guess the way it's saying it, maybe it's wording it as like say for instance, SP's ex-wife.
Okay.
If she's looking at you and saying, "Well, you're married to him now, so now you got to deal with me."
Oh, I see.
I think that's how it's being worded.
I got you.
And the way I feel about that is
That's not a boundary. That's
I
a
think it's bullshit. Because my theory is I don't have to deal with you. I don't have to have a relationship
at
with you at
all.
all unless I choose to.
Right.
You
Correct.
know?
Because I mean, technically, I'll have a relationship with the kids because
Right.
they are my husband's kids. But
Hmm.
um, I don't have to have a relationship with her, especially with after being disrespected and not treated
Right.
right. If you're not going to treat me right, I'm not going to have a relationship with you at all. I'm just going to choose peace over chaos.
Which I think it's great if you're able to have a relationship like, like we
Yeah,
have is wonderful.
absolutely.
But no, I'm not going to feel like I have to have a relationship with anybody. I told my mom she can't drop by without calling first. Boundary or bullshit?
Boundary.
Well, it's a boundary. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like telling anybody, like you need to call me ahead of time.
Yeah. That's a boundary.
They're family, so you have to forgive them no matter what.
Nope.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. It doesn't matter if it's blood or water. It does not matter.
Blood is not thicker than water. Blood will stab you in the back faster than anybody else will.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a big believer in forgiveness, but I'm not a big believer on forgetting things. Like, and this is kind of off topic, but just talking about the word forgiveness, my take on forgiveness is I look at it as a way to have gratitude for a situation. So, say you do something to hurt me. What is it, falling already?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Say you do something to hurt me, that hurts my feelings or whatever, and you apologize, blah, 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 and I decide to forgive you for it. I'm not putting a timeline on it, but if I want to forgive somebody, I'm trying to think of a way like that you might hurt my feelings. Not my feelings, but just an example.
Okay.
You made fun of the way I got my hair cut or something, and that hurt my feelings, and I needed to forgive you for that. I see it as like, well, thank you for giving me whatever I received, like whatever my lesson was in that. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's how I forgive people. Like, the shit that I just got out of with
Yeah.
SP. He hurt me. I have to forgive him. So, what can I be grateful for in the situation? Like, SP, thank you for giving me clarity on my self-worth. You see what I'm saying
No,
there?
I do. I get it.
Like, that's just my take on forgiveness in
Yeah.
general.
Okay, so the next one is going to be self-love and spiritual badassery.
So, I'm not explaining myself anymore. If they don't get it, they're not meant to. It's a
I
boundary.
think that's a boundary. Yeah.
Yep, because a lot of times an issue with setting boundaries is you have to set them with people who seek to misunderstand you.
And you shouldn't have to keep repeating the
No.
same boundary.
Once you say it,
That
and
should be it.
that's clear, unless they've got they don't understand English or whatever language you're speaking in, and that's their own problem. That's not your problem. I cut them off during my healing journey. That's where I'm at spiritually.
Boundaries.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a reason for cutting people off, and you don't have to explain your
You
reason
do
to
not. I was
anybody.
about to say you don't even have to give them a reason.
No.
Like, even if you cut them off temporarily, um, you can respond later, and
Yeah.
how they react to you cutting them off, whatever, that's what you get.
Right.
But that's definitely a boundary. I don't let people vent to me unless they ask first. I'm not a dumping ground.
I think that's
That's
bullshit.
bullshit. Like, if somebody needs to vent, please vent.
Right.
Like, that's just a cunty statement.
That is a cunning statement.
The
But I
fuck?
feel like, I'm not going to vent to somebody that I know is not comfortable with me venting to them, though. Like, I'm not going to
Yeah.
go up to a random stranger and be like, blah,
Yeah.
But even then, I still feel like that's kind of rude, like
Yeah.
to say something like that.
I sage the house after my in-laws leave. The energy ain't right. That's a boundary.
That's hilarious. Well, my in-laws don't come over. I don't have a.
Yeah, but okay, somebody with bad energy comes around, like,
I've never saged my house, but I get it.
I
It's a
do.
boundary.
Anytime, like, there's a breakup or anything like that, I'm stripping them sheets of that bed and saging the fuck out of it. I'm probably gonna move it around too, break up all that energy, because I don't want that shit lingering.
If I don't like their vibe, I ghost them. That's my boundary. I mean, I think that's a boundary. I don't think that's bullshit. You don't have to explain something to somebody. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it.
I just don't see it ghosting as a boundary. I see ghosting as an easy way out of something versus setting a boundary
Yeah.
and saying, or being like a man about it or a woman about it and being like, hey, like, this isn't working out, instead of just disappearing. I mean, the act of ghosting in the dating world has created so much toxicity in it.
Yeah.
It nobody wants to hold themselves accountable anymore. Well, because ghosting's a thing and it's acceptable.
I told my cousin she and her 3 kids have 2 weeks to find another place. I need my peace.
We're not gonna put that in there. Chat GPT, you are grounded. You are grounded.
That's
That's
hilarious. When I started
crazy.
reading it, I was like, hold up.
Say that in a different way. Don't include cousin and 3 kids. Just say that
Okay,
like
okay. I told my friend who's been crashing at the house that she has 2 weeks to find another place to live because I need my peace back. Boundary or bullshit?
boundary.
I think that's a boundary, especially if they're not doing anything to financially help out. Like if they're doing 50-50, like paying 50-50 of everything, then that would be different. But I think that's a boundary, especially if you're just helping somebody out.
Yeah, that's just setting a boundary. It's a timeline. It's a expectation. Once
Yeah.
again, accountability for that other person.
Okay. I don't share my location with anyone, even my partner. That's privacy, not secrecy. I think that's bullshit.
I think it's a boundary, but it could also be bullshit. It depends on your intention behind not wanting to share it. What is your reason for privacy? Because everybody's got different reasons for not wanting to share the location. Yeah, not me. Like, I don't give a fuck if people know where
And
I'm
that's
at.
me. Like I've never gave a fuck. You can.
Especially
I will
my
share my
man.
location.
I
Yeah.
definitely, like, please know where I'm at in case of an emergency or something.
Right.
But people have their own reasons for that.
But here's my thing. Like, what is a good reason for not wanting to share your location with your significant other? What would be a good reason for that?
Did it say was my man in that statement?
It said even my partner.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with the partner thing. Like, follow my head.
That I don't share my location with anyone, even my partner. To me, and you said that could be a boundary or bullshit, but to me, what is a good reason to not share your location with your significant other? Like, I can't think of any valid reason why somebody shouldn't share their location.
I agree with your
Like,
partner. But
yeah,
I forgot. I didn't realize that it said with your partner in the
yeah,
question.
yeah.
I if I'm not gonna ask somebody to share their location with me unless I have trust issues with that
Right.
person. But I would share mine, if you asked me to. I don't have a
Well,
good reason not to.
well, that's my thing. I have no reason to not share my location with anybody. So,
Relationship drama part two. We're still on the boundaries are bullshit. So I go through their phone because I've been cheated on before. That's my boundary. Bullshit.
I think that's bullshit because you can't put somebody else's mistakes on the new person.
No, and you can't expect them to carry that. That
No.
they didn't create that trauma. Now,
If
if
there's a
they come in
reason,
and do some fuckery and break the trust, absolutely,
yeah,
baby. But you're gonna get your feelings hurt.
right.
That's what Din Din said this morning. Like, he was playing on Chat GPT,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "Oh, I don't be going through no girl's phone because I don't want my feelings hurt. I already know better." I was like, "Hell yeah, that at least you know.
Yeah.
Like, just don't get your feelings hurt. You probably would have got your feelings hurt. Sorry if you watched that." um,
D my man. I love D.
I do
Not my man,
too. He's
but
so sweet. If you follow your ex on social media, that's disrespectful to me.
I think it depends on the situation.
Yeah, it depends on the
100%.
situation. That could be a boundary or it could
Well,
be
here's my thing.
bullshit.
I think that is the ex still trying to actively talk to them? Like, I mean, I think it's so many stipulations.
What's the
Like,
intentions behind it?
yeah, exactly. Like, friends with your ex on Snapchat?
Absolutely
No, hell
not.
no.
Uh-uh.
But if you're friends with your significant other on Instagram, I don't even have Instagram. I mean, I
On
do, but I
whatever
don't use it.
though.
But or Facebook or something like that, unless they're actively trying to speak to you, then I don't think it's an
James
issue.
still will not accept my friend request. I remember I used to like delete it and resend it, delete it and resend it. And then finally you explained it to me that y'all don't do your exes on social media. But when you said that, that was a boundary. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
Which and for
now
a
that we've
long
got this
time,
like this, I'm like, come on now.
which and it's funny because for a long time we didn't, and it wasn't just any exes. Like it was just you and Matt because he had even tried to add Matt on Facebook, and for years Matt wouldn't accept it, and then one day he finally did,
I think I've always had you on
and I'm
Facebook,
like, that's wild, probably.
but not James. But you did tell me that y'all don't do so like
Yeah,
social media with
like it was,
exes.
and I think it
And I was
was a
like,
boundary.
okay, that's
Yeah,
fine. But now that I'm back here, like the only reason I wanted was so I could tag James in
right.
pictures. Literally, that's it.
Now it wouldn't be an issue at all.
No,
Like
he
I
just
don't.
doesn't even answer the fucking friend request. And I'm like,
He don't even post on
I know he
Facebook. He
doesn't.
just
That is
does
no
his
big
own.
deal.
Yeah.
It's really not. So I don't want to talk about my past trauma with you. I'm not ready. That's a boundary.
I feel like it can be a little bit of both. I feel like it depends. At the beginning, it's definitely a boundary. But if you're invested and you're looking to move forward with somebody, then I call bullshit. Because I feel like you
Yeah,
have to be able to talk about your past traumas to be able to have a successful future with somebody.
absolutely. But it's also, that's more of like a boundary that you're setting with yourself, not that other person.
Right.
Like, I'm not ready to talk about this.
Right.
I need to know you more
Right. And that's
before I
understandable at
let
the
you in like
beginning for
that.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. But like if you're my best friend, I'm gonna be like, what a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I need to know everything.
Yeah.
I want to know it all, you
Right.
know? Anyway, so you can't post pics of us until I say we're official. Boundary.
I definitely think that's a boundary. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Me either, because it's just one of those
Because you don't know where it's
things.
going to go yet.
Yeah, you might not want to put your shit out there.
Yeah.
Some people are private. Like,
Yeah.
that's
There's
a
nothing wrong with
boundary.
that.
If you don't answer my text in 10 minutes, I assume you're ignoring me. Bullshit.
I think you have trust issues very badly.
First of all, you don't put a timeline on my response, baby. You don't tell me when I can and cannot talk. The fuck?
I don't like that at all.
That sounds very
That's
controlling.
very controlling. 10 minutes? Like, you don't think.
Baby, I go 3 weeks before I text people back sometimes. I don't even realize it.
I was going to say, I take a shit more than 10 minutes. Like, I'll be doom scrolling on TikTok. What you mean?
Hell no. Like,
No.
nobody finna tell me when I can
10
take
minutes.
10 minutes my fucking ass. I'm gonna make you wait 10 days.
Family in law madness. I asked my in laws not to discipline my child without checking with me first. Boundary or bullshit?
Boundary.
I think it's a good boundary. I feel like it's up to the mom and dad, who is allowed to do what. I don't think the parents have any say. I mean, the grandparents have any say so in that.
Yeah, but I
So,
also think before that boundary is set, that it needs to be a certain level of discipline that they have to ask you about, like redirecting, correcting. Like if your in-laws are keeping the kids, or if
yeah, or
any
anybody,
kids,
yeah,
like, and they walk up and slap their brother or sister across the face, that should be an understanding to absolutely
yeah,
get on to them. Call, I mean, now if you want to set a boundary, you don't trust your in-laws, something like that with their judgment, then yeah, call them, like say, hey, then call me and we'll discuss the punishment that way.
right.
But there's just levels to it, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. You're not invited to our wedding because you don't respect my partner. I think that's a good boundary. I think if somebody doesn't respect the person I'm with, then I have no reason to have anything to
Absolutely.
do with you because that's the way I feel like.
If he can't sit at your table, then neither can I.
Right.
That I'm like that about my man. I'm like that about my friends. Like if she's not invited, I'm not. Because fuck that. You're not about to sit there and disrespect my people. I
Listen,
think we both have that
and I
like
think
loyalty
that's
thing.
very important because,
Mhm.
like, that's like when you're in public. Say if a guy walks up to me that I used to be friends with that I haven't seen in years, it would be disrespectful for that guy not to acknowledge James too.
Absolutely, yeah.
And if he did not acknowledge James, I would make him acknowledge James.
Yeah.
Like that's the way I think it should be. And I feel like you would do the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's just
It's like two things here. Like one, if I see somebody from my past that I might have a past with, even if it was just one time or just like
right.
whatever, and I see you in town and I actually speak to you,
Yeah.
I'm always, if your girl's not with you, I'm gonna acknowledge her in a way of, how is so and so
So-and-so,
doing? Oh,
right.
are you in a relationship still? I'm gonna make sure that it is
Is
known that
acknowledged.
this is platonic. Like I'm just
Right.
saying hi, being nice.
Yeah. We're a family. We shouldn't keep secrets. That includes your personal business.
Family as in husband wife family, or family as in mama
Well, this
daughter.
says in-law madness, so I'm guessing
Oh, in-law, get the fuck out my business.
I'm not going to feel like I have to give my personal business, but Dauber, our number one fan, said that, people that he works with said that our family was so open with each other. Like, I guess just me and him and, how our dynamic is. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's normal.
So that's all I've ever known. And my
Like,
family's like that too. We're very
I'm very
open.
open about everything. Not that I feel like, now, if I feel like there's something personal that I don't want to tell, then no, I'm not going to.
Right.
But we're very open with
Yeah.
everything.
There's
Like,
nothing wrong with
I don't
that.
think there's anything wrong with that.
Maybe they're the ones that's
Mm.
not normal.
You can't cut off your mom. She raised you.
Bullshit. Yes, you can.
I think you can cut off anybody.
You can cut off anybody, absolutely. If they're
And
toxic to your peace and to your mentality, like there's so many toxic moms these days. So many people, like very toxic.
and dads.
And absolutely,
Yeah.
but
And I think there's
especially
nothing
like the
wrong.
mother-daughter relationship.
Oh yeah.
I know women who have cut their mothers off and haven't spoke to them in years. Now, as sad as that is, the mother made a bed of thorns with her daughter. That is not her daughter's responsibility just to be okay with it. Boundaries are for everybody, especially when that daughter becomes an adult. They're not a child anymore.
Friendships and fake shit.
All right.
Lord
Ooh.
Jesus, drama. Drama falling.
I don't respond to text right away. I need space, even in friendship.
I think that's a good boundary. I don't always respond.
I think it's a boundary to make only for understanding. Like if your friend's asking, why you didn't haven't heard from you, blah blah. It would be good to make that boundary then. It'll be, sometimes I don't respond
Yeah.
automatically because mine's not because necessarily because I need space. Mine's because I have ADHD. I'll open a message, put my phone down, and completely forget about it, and then a couple weeks later, be like, oh shit, and then message you back.
Which I'm pretty good. Which usually, if people do that to me, it doesn't bother me. Or either I'll make a joke about it, like I did you the other day. I'm like, bitch, how you gonna open my 2 consecutive messages and not respond to either one of them?
I didn't even think about it because like I have probably I have streaks with probably like 10 to 12 people, and so when I woke up, I'm a sleepy girl. Like I wake up and I was like going through them, clicked them off, then I got up and jumped in the shower.
Yeah.
And so I didn't even think about it.
Yeah. But I make a joke. It don't hurt my feelings. Like stuff like
No,
that
I
don't
loved
bother
it.
me.
You made that joke with me. That made me feel special. I was like, oh, she loves me. She wants to talk to me. I told her not to trauma dump on me every day. I'm not her therapist. Bullshit.
That's bullshit. Yeah.
That's your friend because we're talking about friendship. That's what you're her friend for.
Right.
Like, I'm a big believer, like, I'm going to love people, love you, love my friends through their shit. I don't care how many times we have to address the exact same situation. I don't care how many times you have to cry to me about the same thing over and over again. I don't care how many times you run back to that motherfucker that's breaking you every single time. That's for you to learn.
And I'm just
And
here
your
to help you
lessons
through
learned. I'm here to love you through it. I would never sit there and say, this is enough. Now, I will be like, you're torturing yourself at this point. Let's go do
Right.
something and find a distraction. But that's not to say that 2 days later or whenever we
Yeah.
can't talk about it again.
Right.
It's just me trying to get it off your mind.
Distract you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was bullshit. If my friend doesn't support every single thing I post, they're fake. Bullshit.
What? I think that it's not a true friendship if you agree on everything.
Absolutely
Like
not.
that's fake to me. Like
It's very fake.
no, I'm not gonna agree with everything that
I'm
somebody
not going to
says.
fake who I am just to agree with you.
No.
And I don't want you to do that with me either.
No.
I love to hear people's input.
And that's what I like.
I might
about,
not apply it, but I love to hear it.
Like I feel like it's how do you have a good conversation if you agree on everything? Like
Right.
there's no like like feeding off of each. I don't. No, that's bullshit for sure.
I don't like surprise visits. Text me first, or I'm not answering. That's a boundary.
I mean, yeah, it is a boundary, but it also just depends on the situation too.
Wait a second. This is for friends.
Yeah.
I'm thinking in general, like
this is
random
friends.
people. No, with friends. I'm not gonna call it bullshit. I could say for some people it can be a boundary.
Yeah.
I'm not like that necessarily. You can show up at my house anytime.
And see, that's how I am. I don't
Yeah.
care. Show up whenever. You ain't gotta call
Don't
me.
knock. Just
walk up in the
do not
door.
knock because that means I got to get up
Yeah.
and like no, fuck that. Walk your ass in this house
Right.
and come find me. I don't care what.
Yeah.
I don't care if I'm in the
Lay
shower.
up in the bed.
Just
Yeah.
let me know you're here.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm here. Come get to bed with me. Lay down. Let's go to watch some TV. I don't go to baby showers, weddings, or events if I don't vibe with the energy, even if we're cool. Bullshit. If that's your, it's just gonna stay cockeyed.
It's gonna stay cockeyed.
All right. I don't go to baby showers, weddings, or events if I don't vibe with the energy, even if we're cool.
I'll say that I do not consider very many people my friends. So if this is going towards acquaintances, then yes, I would say that that's a boundary. But if there's somebody that I really truly can sit here and say that is my friend, then I think that that's bullshit.
It is
Because
bullshit.
that's something that even if I have a sick kid, I'm going to try to find somebody to watch my kid to be there because that's an important moment for somebody that I love.
Okay, but the reason here is if I don't vibe with the energy. Your comfortability has nothing to do with being there for your friend's
Friends.
special
Mm-hmm.
events.
This one's
And
way
I
better.
mean, more than likely, like your friend, if your friends, like friends,
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna be in a place where y'all don't like the energy. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, you can go be uncomfortable for your friend for
Yeah.
special days. I don't agree with that because like if I was to ever get pregnant again, like you're coming to my baby
Yeah.
shower. I don't care what your excuse is. You're probably going to be in my next wedding if I ever got married again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that.
Yeah. All right. Healing, spirituality, and that inner work. All right. Unfollow them because my energy shifts when I see their posts.
It's boundary.
I agree.
Because you can feel energy through posts. I can feel energy through text messages.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you send a text message with the intention of like you're pulling your energy back or something, I can feel
Feel
that
that.
so strongly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
What happened? What's up? What I do?
yeah, but I don't want to sound crazy and be like,
Yeah.
are you okay? Blah, blah.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I just wait it out,
Mm-hmm.
been practicing the patience, done real good with learning it. I just want to wait it out and see, but I do feel that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I do too. I don't participate in gossip. It lowers my vibration.
That's a boundary.
I do think that's a boundary. And I don't want to say that I necessarily gossip. I'm not gonna say I'm a huge gossiper, but I like shooting the shit. But it's only facts. I'm
I
only
was
gonna be
just
saying
about to say it's
speaking
factual
about the
things,
facts. I'm not gonna say
situations.
I heard so and so was out doing this with so and
No,
so.
that is it really is low
You know what I mean?
vibrational. I don't talk about people. I talk about things people have done in
Done.
situations that have
Mhm.
affected me in certain ways. That's my story. That's not gossip.
Right.
Gossip is, ooh, did you hear she fucked so and so and then
Yeah.
went but no, that's gossip.
Right.
It's
None
very
of your
low
business.
vibrational. Like I
Unless
don't
that
do
was your
that.
coochie, mind your business.
It makes me so uncomfortable too when
And a lot of
I'm
girls are
around
like that.
somebody or a girl's like talking to me and trying to confide in me about, but it's gossip. It's not about, hey, can you help me figure this feeling out? This is what she did and this is how I feel. What's your
Yeah.
advice? I don't consider that gossip either. Somebody's seeking advice about something and that's
Yeah.
a situation and a story. It's a fact of something that happened.
Yeah.
But I can't stand like if you're a gossip girl, you're gonna hate
Yeah.
me or you just won't speak to me because
Yeah.
I'll be like and walk away. Like at work, I love this for me, and I love that I know like got somebody said something about it because at shift change, things can get kind of catty sometimes between nurses and whatnot, and the nurses like like she'll walk away or whoever will walk away, and somebody's up there just yapping about the situation,
Mm-hmm.
and they always want somebody to kind of validate what they're
Yeah.
saying. And then they'll just be going back and forth about other things. It's gossip.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I listen,
Mm-hmm.
I never give a response. I'll
Right.
be
You
like,
just sit there and like,
like a and
mm-hmm.
turn around to my computer. Well, one day, there was like two or three girls. They were talking about a situation, and one of them said, "I took it as a compliment. You don't do this shit, do you?" I said, "No, I don't have nothing bad to say about anybody. I wasn't involved with it. I'm not going
Yeah.
to sit here and talk the shit with you. I'll listen to you vent,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna give you what you want to hear."
Well, and that's kind of like the whole thing. Like, unless somebody personally does something to me,
Hmm.
that's when I'm going to speak on it. Like, if I
Yeah,
have something to speak on that you done to me, then I'm going to speak on it. But,
that's a fact in the situation.
right. I cut ties with anyone who questions my healing journey. I think that's a boundary.
It's a boundary, but it might not be a healthy boundary for yourself. The reason I say this is because somebody questioning your healing journey, there could be a lesson in that for you. It might be something you need to learn about yourself, like that
Yeah.
they're questioning. It depends on how they go about it. But honestly, it's nobody's business how your healing
No.
goes. Because like I've been on healing journey for 4 or 5 years now, and I'm up and down. And healing is not linear.
No.
It's not
It's like I'm
something
healing, I am not healed.
right, but it's constantly it's a circle or not a circle, but like a spiral of healing. Like
Right.
you're gonna go through things multiple times at different
Or maybe like an
capacities.
infinity sign.
Yeah,
Because sometimes
it's
you're up and
forever.
sometimes you're
Yeah, and
down,
you're
and it
gonna come back
forever
to it.
goes.
Like
Yes.
you're gonna address it at some point
Mm-hmm.
again, and you might react
It crosses
differently
over. Yeah.
every time. Hopefully, getting better.
Mhm.
Sometimes not. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's not linear. So
All All right, I set boundaries before I hang out with people. If they feel off, I cancel.
Boundary.
I mean, I think that that's a good boundary.
Yeah, because if I get a vibe that something's not right or whatever, 9 times out of 10, that's your gut telling you something. Like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
respecting the way that you feel.
All right, I block people before I let them explain because I already felt the energy shift.
Bullshit.
And say I'm 50-50 on that because sometimes I feel like I don't need to hear somebody's explanation, but then sometimes I feel like I want to know what you got to say.
I mean, I see what you're saying there.
Yeah.
And I could see the 50-50 with it. The reason I say bullshit is because you're not even considering what they have to say, and that's a little bit narcissistic or condescending.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that matters is how you feel
Yeah.
in that situation, and that's not respecting that other person.
Yeah.
But it's very situational.
It's funny boundary affirmations. It says I honor my peace even if it means blocking your number and your auntie. I will not shrink myself for the comfort of crusty dusty energy. I'm allowed to set boundaries and still be hot and holy. I deserve relationships where I don't have to become a forensic scientist to feel secure. And if my vibe is too much, you're free to downgrade.
If I'm too much, go find less.
Yep.
I wrote something the other day when I was like just feeling really depressed and whatnot. Because I get my feelings out through like poetry, or I write random songs and stuff that will never be anything. But I realized just how not chaotic my mind is. It's just how I'm in that in between place of the old me and the new me. I'm trying to become that new me, but the old me wants to fight about things with the new me, and it's making me feel crazy. Sometimes I feel like I'm way too much, and then other times I feel like I'm not enough and things like that. And it's just like you are enough
Yeah.
and you're never too much,
Right.
So it's just
Well, you're
those
never going to be too
things
much for the right person.
ever. All right, last time I'm fixing this bitch, and then we're gonna say fuck it. What is a boundary? Like, what is your definition of a boundary?
I think a boundary is just letting somebody know this is what I'm comfortable with, this is what I'm not comfortable with, this is what I'm willing to accept, and this is what I'm not willing to accept.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then, like, I also think that when you go to set a boundary, the most healthy way to do it is to give your person that you're setting a boundary with a background and a reason
The
why.
reason you have that boundary.
Because if you
Yeah.
care about a relationship with that person, having a healthy relationship with that person, I believe that they need to know that stuff
Right.
to understand why you feel the way that you feel. And once you've done all that, you've dotted all your I's and crossed all your T's. That way, when they disrespect that boundary, it's a firm, okay, this person doesn't have respect for me.
Right, because they knew that this was why I had that
It's more
boundary
than
and they
just
didn't
me
respect
wanting,
it.
it's not control when you have true trauma behind something and a reason to set a boundary. That is actually how, as partners, can begin to heal each other along the way, by just respecting a boundary. You don't know how far that can go in somebody's healing journey,
Oh, I agree.
you know. And then like toxic boundaries, setting a boundary for control because you have unhealed trauma. That's just a lack of emotional intelligence. You can't set a boundary and be like, you can't tell, God dang, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want you talking to that girl over there. And for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Or
Like,
or this girl posts pictures all over her Facebook in her bikini and she's single, so you don't need to hang out with her because
wait,
why?
who doesn't need to hang out with her? Your man or you?
No, like saying like if a man put that on me, like what if they're like, I don't want you hanging out with this girl because
She's single.
she's single and she posts these pictures in her bikini and da 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 da, and it's like,
No, that's
shouldn't you
control.
trust me? Like,
Correct.
yeah, that's the way I look at it. Is like,
No,
if
that's
you
not a me
trust
problem. That's a
me,
you problem. I've
yeah,
done nothing to break your trust.
yeah. I'm very big on respect. Like I'm very big of I'm not going to do anything to be disrespectful to the person that I'm with. Like I'm very big on that and I expect the same in return. But I don't think that say my man is out here being friends with somebody who cheats on his wife or somebody that's single. I don't think that that reflects on him.
It doesn't.
He's
No.
a big boy. He makes his own decisions and
That is a lack of trust in your partner. And if
yeah.
y'all have trust issues, work through that and figure it out. But if your trust issues are not because of something that your partner did to you, it's a trust issue. Like we spoke on this earlier, it's a trust issue from something else somebody else did.
Right.
You cannot make your partner carry that.
Right.
Like that's perfect example, like with me and SP. I have baby mama trauma. I have trauma with people's exes. They always run back to their fucking ex, or leave me for their ex. But I didn't hold that against SP. I didn't make that SP's fault.
Right.
And I didn't until all the shit popped off with Rabbit Face. I'm not going to say her name. Where she disrespected a boundary, which I'll be glad to get into that because it's a perfect example of setting a
Right.
boundary and it not being respected. She was always wanting to get him alone and talk to her alone, but the reason was because she wanted to get in his ear.
Which is weird.
It's very
I
weird.
want to
No,
be
this is
alone with
my
you.
man.
Yeah, that's weird.
You're obviously making it very apparent that you don't want me around. You don't want to, you aren't talking about the kids.
Yeah.
You want to talk to him about your feelings and the way that you feel about him being with me. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
That's not me being controlling. I have every right to say that because he's my man.
Well, that's like, I think, and it just depends on the situation. Like, I feel like, like with James, there's times where he has had to come over here for a situation or come over here to get Levi and it's just you and him. That thought never crosses my mind. I have zero thought. I don't care.
Hell no. Because that's it. When I tell you everything.
And the thing is, like, it's the way you approach, way people approach situations is what the big thing is. It's like, I've never once, I just wanted, me and you need to have a talk. Me and you need to sit down together, just us. No, like, to me, if he's in a relationship with somebody, that's disrespectful to her. But it's also disrespectful to my man. Like, I don't know.
Y'all are partners.
Right.
That means that we're included in everything. That's just how that is.
Yeah, I agree. And it also goes into, like you said, like manipulation, like the difference in somebody trying to manipulate you into thinking that this situation's okay when it's not.
Yeah.
Like, say that people are trying to manipulate with is not just the opposite sex, but like what you wear. Like, I feel like that's a big issue that some men have, and some men are like, yeah, I want you to look at my woman like that's mine, I got it, and then some men are like, you better not be wearing that. You know what I mean? And I feel like,
but it depends on how they approach it.
right.
If you, okay, let's take James for example. He is very traditional. Like,
Yes.
he's very old school with his ways. I mean, the way he was raised by his grandparents, and he doesn't want your nipples to be popping through a thing or certain bikinis and this and that. It might be because of a little bit of like a insecurity in his own self, but you have respect for that.
I'm respectful for it.
Exactly. And that's why that balance works there.
Yeah.
It's not like he's telling you what you can and can't wear.
Yeah. He's
not
just
like
making
you
are not
like
wearing that.
That's not, it doesn't, I'm uncomfortable with that. I'm not okay with that.
Right.
That's different than being like, you have to wear this.
Which I think he's done really good lately too. Like, because I made the comment to him, it might have been today, this morning actually. I think I sent him a picture, and he was like, "You're so sexy," and I was like, I know. I was like, I know. I was like, you got to realize that I'm in my feeling myself era right now. It's the red hair.
Yes.
Like, when my hair is red, I was like, I vibe with my, like, I have the high self-confidence. Yes, it's wild. Like, I'd be taking all kinds of selfies. And then before I had red hair, it would be like 6 months before I'd have a selfie in my phone. And now I'm just like, every day.
I've got to get back on it. So let's see what else we were going to talk about. Why some people weaponize boundaries when it's really unhealed trauma. We kind of talked about that. Like, that was one of my biggest things in mine and SP's relationship. Like, one of the biggest issues was his baby mama's unhealed trauma, and inability to move on from that situation. She tried to make me a villain in a story that really, she just lacks emotional intelligence and can't take accountability for her own downfalls and the fact that she lost her man. It kind of makes me, like, I kind of realized over time that she failed as a wife in healing SP. Their relationship failed. Now, it's not her job to heal SP.
No, that's what I'm saying. She's not his mama.
Correct. It's not her job to heal her partner. It is your job to be loving and supporting while your partner is trying to heal and maybe help them learn and figure shit out. And
not to put your partner down. Like, I think that's a big thing in a relationship, that don't make your partner feel less than they are. Like, that's a big thing to me, is like, don't compare them. And I know a lot of, like, my dad can build a house. Why can't you build a house? Or my dad could install this whole shower unit. Why can't you do that? You know what I mean? Like things like that. And I know a lot of girls do that, and they're fine. I'm glad that you have an amazing dad. That's wonderful. But don't put your husband down for the things that he can't do, because I'm sure
Right.
there's great things that your husband can do.
You obviously don't like your husband.
Right. If
Go
you're
find
making
somebody
those
else.
statements,
Mhm.
yes, I agree.
Like what I was saying with that situation, I kind of like began to realize that she has this, it has to be a fear of seeing another woman get SP to his potential.
Healing him.
Or not, or like support, like being there, like watching another woman.
Have a good, better version of him.
Yes.
I get that.
And, but because of that, the thing, like the way that she handled it and everything, like,
Well, and I don't want to say that I get that. I don't get that, because to me, if you don't want another woman or man to have the best version of your partner, then you need to stay with them.
correct. And you need to put in the hard work and
Right.
do it yourself.
And
And
if
I
you
can't
can't
tell, I
do
can't say
that,
how many
then
times I said that. Like, if you're that, like, if you're that worried about my man, why aren't you still with
he
him?
should be your man. Yeah.
I'll go into deeper about that because I definitely want to talk about the boundary that I set, and I'll probably put it up on my thing and read it. I don't care.
Okay.
Like, I don't mind doing that because I did set a boundary. When setting a boundary with somebody is a really good way to spot if you're dealing with a narcissist
Right.
or dealing with a person who seeks to understand you and have a good relationship with
Right.
you. Somebody that's emotionally intelligent, mature enough to know that a boundary is a boundary, not a punishment.
Mm-hmm.
We made this podcast, Baby Mama's Drama Recovery, because of situations that I've dealt with recently with my now ex-husband officially. His baby mama waged war against me and him, and it started all because I set a boundary with her. And I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna read you. It's kind of long, but I set this boundary with her at the beginning, a little bit towards the beginning of mine and SP's relationship. Like, it was probably a month, no, 2 months in us dating because his kids had started school. And SP was staying the night at my house, which was a big problem for her for some reason. She didn't want the kids over here, whatever. It was school morning, Monday morning, the first day that we had to take the kids to school, just to give some scenario. And one kid went to one school, one kid went to another school in another district, and then another kid went to another school in another district. So we have an hour and a half of getting these kids to school in the mornings. So it was like 6:45 in the morning or something, and SP's phone was blowing up, blowing up, blowing up. The woman called like 20 times. We're up getting the kids ready. We've got
Right.
3 kids to get ready. We've got breakfast to feed. We've got hair to do, clothes to put on. Well, finally, she even called my Facebook because she doesn't have my phone number. So she called my Facebook, and I was like, SP, check your phone, please.
Right.
That's when we realized that she called so many times. He answered the phone, and this was like a 15 to 20-minute conversation where he didn't have her on speaker, but you could hear her screaming through the phone. And like she was just erratically crying, like just um, about SP getting the kids on time, blah, 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 blah. I'm over there getting the kids ready still, and I'm thinking to myself, you're so worried about us getting the kids to school on time, yet you holding us up for 20 minutes with this phone call.
Right.
Like, I was minding my business getting the kids ready. I wasn't worried about it until I started hearing her screaming him and putting him down. Like, you're lazy. You're blah, blah. You can never be on top for anything. Just putting him down like a motherfucker. And I'm like, this is my man,
Yeah.
And I have a kid too that I'm getting ready. And now you're disrupting the peace in my home at 6:45 in the morning. Why are we
Yeah.
getting the kids to school?
Right. They'll be there.
That situation, in my opinion, which you can correct me if I'm wrong, but in my opinion, had nothing to do with the children. It had to do with control.
Well, here's my thing. Nothing should have been said at all unless for some reason the kids were late. And then she could have said, hey,
What happened?
try not to let this happen again,
Correct.
please.
Set a boundary.
Right.
But instead, she went
But don't lose
away
your shit
around
before
with it.
anything's even gone wrong.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
she went the way of very trying to control and manipulate the situation. And I'll put the screenshots on the fucking thing. I don't give a fuck. So this is the perfect example of me setting a boundary with what I learned to be a narcissist. Because when I set this boundary, she then took it upon herself to go and tell his mother, SP's lawyer, all these people that I was threatening her and cussing her out. So I listen. I want y'all to listen. I want you to listen. Tell me, did I threaten her? And did I cuss her out? I said, hey, please don't ever call and talk to SP like that again. That was very irate, unnecessary, and a big interruption to our morning. When the kids are with SP, they are under his care and schedule/routine, which is now a part of my life, so it's our schedule and routine. We are all adults here and are perfectly capable of taking care of these kids. I've done the co-parenting thing now for 7 years, and not once disrespected my husband/his wife, nor been disrespected by them the way you did SP this morning. I have worked hard to gain peace in my life, and I intend to keep it that way. Your behavior this morning won't be tolerated anymore as long as SP is with me. I will defend him and protect him under any circumstances, especially this one because you not only disrespected him, but your kids, mine, and me by the way that you talked to SP. I'm super easy to work with as far as co-parenting goes. It doesn't have to be a bad experience, so let's not let this happen again. I hope that you can learn to relax and take the time to work on yourself while the babies are in our care. That way you can be 100 for them when you get them back. Once again, do not ever talk to my man like that again. I won't put up with it. Have some respect, please.
It's definitely not cussing anyone out or being rude. Like
Or threatening her.
I think that's definitely just like you said, standing up for the person that you're with.
And the
Like,
thing is that she kind of claps back with she doesn't tolerate laziness and irresponsibility and having the kids being there late, and that she's not co-parenting with me. She co-parents with SP because I'm nothing to the kids basically. But my response was, okay, I understand your concern with having your kids where they need to be on time, but that's better. There's better ways to assert yourself rather than calling and raising hell at 7 a.m. when we're trying to get the day going. Part of co-parenting is not always being on 10 when things don't go your way. There are multiple people involved in this situation, not just you. And if you're so concerned about your kids' well-being, that I would think that you would want to respect the people that have your kids a week at a time when you're not around. I don't know if you realize it, but the way you treat SP, his parents, myself, and anyone else that takes care of them also directly affects your kids. I do my best to make it as easy as possible on my ex-husband and Chelsea, and they do the same for me. We are a team. We are raising a child together. I would never do or say anything that would hinder that process. It took a lot of not getting my way and humbling myself to realize that it's easier for everyone and best for Levi if I just let shit go. We are all doing the best we can, and sometimes we fall short. In the end, it's all okay. You're okay, baby girl's okay, and baby boy is okay. And as long as SP is with me, I consider it my responsibility as well to make sure the kids' needs are being met. Whether you like that or not, not all the blame can be thrown on him for baby girl being late, which she did end up being 2 minutes late. But if it wasn't for her 20-minute fucking craziness, we wouldn't have been late. It would have been on time. I said, and I don't suggest coming at me the way you came for him this morning, nor do I suggest you coming at him like that again. You can defend yourself and say that you act like that and because they are your kids and whatnot. But let me make this real clear for you. Your approach towards SP needs to be cool, calm, and collective from now on because all that extra bullshit won't be tolerated at all. It's immature and unnecessary. Quote, I'm always going to act crazy when it comes to my kids, and you're just going to have to deal with it, unquote, because that's what she told him, is what I heard you yell at him this morning, and that is not the case. He does not have to deal with any of that, and I won't allow it. Please change your approach. Your kids are in good hands. They are taken very well care of, and they are priority in this household. You can calm down, sis. It's all going to be okay. I said the word bullshit.
I don't think you threatened
I
at
didn't
all. That
cuss
was
her
not
or
threatening at
threaten her.
all.
I was setting a boundary.
And I think that was a very good. I think you did the best way you could have went about that because if I was in that situation, say roles were reversed, me and James are getting the kids ready for school, and you call him and you're cussing him out. I'm not gonna be nice enough to wait till you're off the phone. I'm gonna grab the phone and be like, "What's the problem?" And the
Right.
same thing, like if Matt calls me and he's talking to me like the shit on the bottom of his shoe, James is gonna grab the phone and be like, "Why are you
Exactly.
disrespecting my wife?" Like it's just you
Because it
don't
doesn't have
do
anything to do
that,
with the kids at that point.
right?
And that was my whole point. Her
Hmm.
calling lazy, calling SP lazy and irresponsible and all these names and being ugly to him. That has nothing to do with your kids. That
Right.
is
But
harassment.
also, by her saying those negative things about him, it's also putting her kids down because they are half of
Ex-
him.
my point exactly. And that's what I tried to say. And she took that, ran with it, said that I threatened her and cussed her out. And then after that, all hell fucking broke loose in mine and SP's relationship and in our life. because she was out for war against me. Now I am a danger to her children. Now I'm a drunk and an alcoholic. Now there's this big smear campaign that she's gotten. This is, I mean, it's Narcissist 101, like to the T. She automatically recruited his family, and then they started this smear campaign, and then it went to the schools. I lost my job at some point because they went up there saying shit that were lies.
Which is being handled.
Absolutely, baby karma. All I can say is my spirit team don't play. Anybody that comes up against me, you are going to fail. Period. And I'm excited to see this karma play out. But that was because we're talking about boundaries. It just fits perfectly in this conversation. The setting a boundary is what sparked her waging war against my relationship. But the only time that a person does not like a boundary or won't respect it is when you're taking away their supply
Right. Mm-hmm.
or it doesn't benefit them.
That's
But
what I was going to say. It's no longer benefiting them.
but why I don't understand why she doesn't understand that he was my man. I protect him. And then she tried to do this whole thing. That's when she started to try to get SP to talk with her away from me. She wanted to get in his mind because these people, when you've been with somebody, you know how they work. You know how to get under their skin. You know how to manipulate them. And she knew that as long as I was around, there would be no manipulation had because I can call it out. I can see it. And
Which I feel like that there's a lot, and I've noticed a lot, like now, even with our podcast, TikTok, the algorithm of a lot. I see that there are so many women who have gotten with men who are divorced and are co-parenting with a woman, and the woman hates the new woman because she is setting a boundary and not letting the man be walked all over anymore.
there are so many situations like this, but that is just a lack of emotional maturity or intelligence, maturity, and just a healing. Like, go to therapy, women.
Right.
And men. Some men
But
are like
also, I
that.
will say, I could not be with a man who would not stand up for me and stand up for his boundaries.
Correct.
Like,
That's what I was trying to teach
like
SP
I
the
will
whole time.
always stand up for James. I will always have his back, but I don't have to because he gonna stand on business. Ain't you know?
Exactly. And that's why, like, when we first started getting close and everything through that situation, I wanted SP to hang out with James because I wanted him to see what that was like.
Right.
SP did not know how to set a boundary.
Right.
And he did not know how to respect a boundary either, with me. And what he doesn't realize is that the whole time that we were together, he was actually so focused on keeping the peace with them that he wrecked my
What
peace.
he had with you, yeah.
And I kept trying to get him to see that and
Right.
whatnot, and he never could open his eyes to it. Because they are very evil and malicious people. The things that they did to me, it's not okay. And
Well, and that's my biggest thing is there's two things that I say that I will never accept from a person, from anybody, and that's do not mess with somebody's job, their income for their child, and do not talk negatively about someone's child.
right.
Like those are two things that I
And
just
she's
think
done
are
both.
incomprehensible. There's no reason for those two things. And
She
she did
did
both
both
to you.
plus so much more. She was constantly disrespectful to me. I can tell you, like, so right after that was done, she recruited SP's mom, who also turned her back on SP and me because they didn't agree with his choice of being with me. That doesn't fucking matter. That's what these people don't get.
Yeah.
Your opinion, how you feel about this grown man who he's dating is irrelevant. But they wanted to make sure it was a point that we knew that they didn't like us together and they tried to split us apart. Like, it got as far as I went to his house or to his mom's house one day with them to pick up the kids. We get there, and I had already told SP, my intuition's on point. I said on this Sunday, it was like 3 weeks before it happened, I had a premonition something was going to happen. And I told him that. And that Sunday that I said something was going to happen, we get to his mom's house. Guess who's there? She's there waiting. We intentionally waited an hour to avoid her because she was doing all that harassment and like the text messages and the multiple calls and all that. We didn't want to deal with it, especially with exchanging the kids. That shouldn't be done in front of the kids.
No.
So we intentionally waited an hour. She's still sitting at his mom's house. We get there. I've got this on record too. I'm telling you everything I've got. I got receipts. If y'all want to see the content, let me know. I'll be happy to,
Put it out
share it. I
there.
don't give a
It's
fuck.
facts.
It's facts.
It
I
ain't
mean, I
lies.
document everything. I'm not an idiot. We walk in their house and basically they have set up this intervention for SP. So we're in there and I've got my phone and record on the table and his baby mama looks at me and says, Raven, go outside with the kids, please. We need to talk to SP. I said, absolutely not. I'm standing here with SP. Well, then his mom starts chiming in. This is my house. You're like clapping her hands. She was like, you're the reason my son won't have anything to do with us. Just was getting really like crazy. And I'm looking at SP like thinking, I'm
What the fuck these people think
who
they are?
are they to talk to me like that? I get it. I'm in your house. I'm gonna get out.
Yeah.
So I looked at SP and I was like, are you not gonna handle this shit? Because I expect my man to put his mama in. I'm first.
Yeah.
Your mama is upright and your baby mama are both disrespecting the fuck out of the woman that you're telling that you love every night.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just allowing it to happen. I should have ran then. I really should have.
Red flag.
So I got up and I was going to go outside. And his mom like came back behind me, and I got this on video too, bitch. Pushed me out the door in front of the kids. And um, I said her name and I was like, get your hands off of me. I am on my way out the door.
But didn't she also push Levi out the house?
She
Or
better
put
not
Levi
have.
out of the house?
No, Levi was already outside
Oh, okay.
in the backyard with the kids.
Oh, okay.
I said, I'm walking my way out the door. I've got this. Old Raven would have laid that bitch out. You know what I'm saying? You got your hands on me at this
Well, that's
point.
the thing. Don't fucking touch me.
Don't touch
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I'm on my way out. Anyway, she's lucky the bitch didn't get dragged. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I had to think about it. And
The kids were
the
there.
kids were right there. And I didn't, I know better. So I said, Levi, come on. We walked right back through that house and we went outside and sat in the car. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, do I need to call the cops? Like, what do I do? Like, my
Well,
man's in there. I'm supposed to be getting the kid. Like,
and this to me, like that whole situation, of course I knew about it when it happened, but my thing is no man is gonna leave me sitting in the car. If I'm not accepted, he gonna walk out the fucking house
that
with
goes
me.
back to sitting at a table.
You
Like, you
know?
can't, if I can't, if
Yes.
my woman can't sit at the table, neither can I. So we had a big argument about that. Anyway, so
Yeah.
it took about 20 minutes, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself the whole time, Raven, just leave.
I
Take the
would've
car
left.
seats out
I
the
would've
car
left.
and just leave and be done with this. But obviously, like I knew his situation. I could see the bullshit. At that point, he really had done nothing wrong. I could tell the malicious intent. They wanted to control him, this and that. And I didn't think that was fair. And I did like, I loved SP. Like I was falling for him at that time, and I didn't. I want a shot at love too.
Yeah.
And we are really good together despite all the bullshit. Um, but he came out finally, and we go to leave. But on my way walking through, I
With Levi.
said to SP, I said, "What are you doing, SP? Let's go." And she answered for him and was like, "He's going to sit right here and talk." And I looked at him. He didn't say anything.
Oh, see,
I put my hands up and I walked out. I went
That's when
outside
I
and
would have
waited.
walked out and got in my car and
I
left.
should have, and now I know better for sure. Live and learn. Anyway, so we ended up arguing about it because I was just telling him my morals, my standards, my expectations, my boundaries with that. Like telling him, you have to learn to set boundaries with her. Otherwise, this isn't going to stop, and I'm not going to continue to tolerate the disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
I did good by keeping my mouth shut. And I had to do that every time. And you helped me with that a lot, soccer games and whatnot. There was a time where I was sitting there holding baby girl and at a soccer game, and she walks up and like literally yanks baby girl out of my arms and was like, don't like it? That's too bad. And walked away with her. And I looked at SP. It's not my job to handle that. That's your shit. He needed to
he
handle
should have
that.
handled that.
And I looked at SP like, you just gonna let that happen? What the fuck? Because if my baby did that, my baby daddy did that to my man, we finna have words real fast. Like, hey, you don't treat my man that way.
Right.
Which James would never.
No.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
in this case, I would have been like, no, I would have set a boundary real fast.
Yeah.
Because that's my responsibility because that's my baby daddy.
Right. And I can never imagine doing that to
A person in general.
a person
She's
in
such a
general.
cunt.
Like that's just so
It's bad.
it's given like jealousy or
Jealousy,
like
insecurity,
insecure.
pick me. Like
Yeah.
it's
I
giving
don't like that.
cunt. I'm sorry, and I'm not hating on y'all beautiful women that wear these poofy sleeve dresses and stuff.
Frolicky.
I'm glad that's your style and everything, but
And everybody has a different style. That's
that's
fine.
fine. It's just not mine
Mine either at all.
at all.
It looks like you need to go back to Little House on the Prairie. And I know you the comeback to that's probably gonna be, well, I'm not out here dressing like a hoochie mama. Okay.
Okay, that's your preference. This is mine. You can
Right?
tell me that you don't like the way I dress, and I'll be
Yeah.
like,
Tell us
okay,
too. We don't give a fuck.
but I don't like that at all. Like you, it's not cute, baby.
I even wore a shirt one time. No, it's when we went out to Ducks and you
I
were
was
like,
like,
I don't like that shirt. What's
I
up with
told
them
her straight
sleeves?
up, that's my
What's up with them
friend. I was like, what's up with
sleeves?
your sleeves, girl? What you
It was kind of
doing?
cute though. It wasn't poofy
It wasn't
though.
as bad,
Yeah, it
yeah,
was
but
not
it just,
poofy.
I wouldn't have worn it. And
Yeah.
I wasn't being ugly by saying I
Yeah.
don't
No,
like
and
your
see, stuff like that
shirt.
don't bother me. Be honest with me. I don't care. Because I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
You still looked hot as fuck. You
Like,
know what
bitch,
I'm
go to sleep.
saying? Yeah. It's just like, you still looked hot as fuck. So I was just like, I know you won't take offense to
Yeah,
that.
no,
You
yeah.
know, I wasn't hating on you or
No,
whatever. It wasn't
it's
bad
fine.
intention energy.
Yeah.
But that's just another example where a boundary should have been set that wasn't.
Right.
And it ultimately, there's so many other things that happened in the months that we were together, and it ultimately ended up destroying our relationship. So I just say all that to say that not learning to set healthy boundaries will destroy a relationship.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
it ended up causing me to resent my husband. It ended up causing me to turn into a very toxic version of myself because at this point I'm now in that relationship, but it was more of a response or my reaction to the lack of boundaries that were set for me. I wasn't being provided for, I wasn't being protected.
You weren't able to be in that feminine.
Right. And if he would have set boundaries in the beginning, that's another thing. I had to take on the full financial responsibility for a family of five by myself because he didn't set a boundary with her. Like they had these legal custody agreements where it's 50% custody on each side. They had split physical joint physical and legal custody. So he's got just as much say as she does. And I can pull the text messages up. I'll put them on the YouTube one. But she made it impossible. She told the schools that I was a drunken alcoholic and that I was not allowed to pick up her kids. She raised hell at SP. She cannot pick up the kids. Da, 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 da. Where in the fuck do you get to dictate that? Why did the school allow her to dictate that?
That's the issue.
It is a big issue because if it had been another, if I was the one that was in control of this situation, which I wasn't, um, I'd have been at that school saying, here's my papers. This is what they say. And it does not matter who comes and picks them up. Y'all need to mark down the Fridays that I pick these kids up that are my time and know that it does not matter. As long as I put Raven on that list, Raven can be on that list. That is setting a boundary with the school, holding them accountable. But they just let it all just fly up under the rug.
But and here's my thing that she, when it was his time, he had to do everything, the dropping off, the picking up. She didn't allow anybody else to do it. But I know for a fact she's a teacher at said school, at a certain school, and her other child goes to a different school. She wasn't taking that child to school every morning, somebody else was.
Her boyfriend was on that pickup list all the time.
So
Her
that's my
boyfriend,
thing.
her mom, whoever she
That was
wants.
okay for anybody to pick up the kids on her time.
Mm-hmm.
But for somebody else to do it on his time, it's not okay.
It's not okay.
And that's not
That's
acceptable.
fucked up. It's hypocritical. It's just like she can have a man live in with her, but he can't be with a woman.
Right.
Why? That's insane.
And then to me, for her to sit here and tell you that, you know, while y'all were having, you know, y'all's break or y'all's issues or whatever, before y'all tried to work things out, that he was telling her that he loved her and wanted to move in. If she's got a man that lives with her, why the fuck is she even entertaining that?
Right.
Because I'd be quick, like, oh no, like, you know,
I think he's just as much of an idiot as SP is.
like my thing is, what man would tolerate that?
What man would sit there and watch his girlfriend do this to her baby daddy? You do realize, sir, that if you have kids with her and it doesn't work out, you're going to be in the exact same situation. And like if that happens, hit me up. I'll make sure that I give you some good advice. I got a book that's getting published for that, so I'd be glad to let you get it.
Hopefully he's smart enough not to do that.
He's not. Um,
I don't know him.
I mean, he sat there
I
and
can't
watched
speak
her
on
deal
him.
with all of it and supported her through it. And there's something wrong with you too. Like you need therapy too. They all do really. But anyways, so due to the lack of her or him setting those boundaries with her and getting that shit handled, he can't work because we have the kids Sunday to Sunday. So our weeks with the kids, Monday through Friday, he had to take the kids and drop them off at school and pick them up. There's no job that's going to work with that. You know what I'm saying? So he ended up having to quit his job, and I took on the full financial responsibility. That includes, but not limited to, bills, rent, 2 car notes,
Gas.
insurance,
Gas to drive to all these schools.
gas, freaking food, birthday parties, Christmas. I bought all of that. I paid all of that. Yet she has the audacity to tell people that I'm on drugs. I guess that I fucking work as a registered nurse and I'm a mom on the side while I'm out here doing drugs. I want y'all to find a woman, and I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody else, but I want y'all to find a single mom that can support a 5-person income or a 5-person family on their own income and still not freaking lose. I did that shit and I'm proud of myself for it because there's not many women that can do that. You know what I'm saying? And that alone right there should show everybody, make them start questioning what's really going on because
Right.
nobody questioned it. They just assumed what she said was true.
Yeah.
Because she's a teacher. Bitch, I'm a registered nurse.
But I think she puts on the difference between you and her is you are real. You are what you see is what you get, just like I am. Like what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And I feel like she puts on this front to be this innocent, naive, like sweet.
She's a victim mentality.
Exactly. And
She threatened me and she's a dangerous, harmful person and my kids are not allowed to be around her. I've got so many recordings of her saying that.
right.
Get the fuck out of here. I am one of the safest people. I could save your kid's life if I needed to. You know what I'm
Which
saying?
that's
Like,
why that when she made a comment about Levi,
ooh,
that's why whenever I sent her that message, I was very respectful. I was very calm, and I made sure I put in there, even though I'm not saying anything at all that could be threatening, just know I'm not threatening you.
it's not a threaten, it's a
Right.
boundary.
Right.
There's a difference between a boundary and a threat because what I said to her in those messages, there was nothing threatening about it.
Right.
It was basically stating, you're not going to do this or we will have problems. That's not a threat because you know how I handle my problems in these situations? Get a fucking lawyer. But that's not a thing. Pay him for a fucking lawyer.
Yeah.
To fight for his kids. Like that just, that was our problems was that the whole situation made him become this person that could not protect or provide. Yet he made those choices not to do that because he
I was
could
fixing to
have.
say, but it was his choice because he wouldn't stand up to her.
Right. And I thought, I love this man. This is my husband. I've chosen to marry him. I love his kids. I miss them terribly. Like, I don't think that they realize the bond that I had with those kids, especially baby girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope they realize that they're fucking their kids up really bad. And SP's fucking his kids up too, by not teaching them to set boundaries and stand up for yourself. Like he's teaching them, his son, that it's okay to accept treatment like this, and he's teaching Lucy, it's okay to be like this.
Which, and to me, another thing
He's
that,
teaching baby girl that it's okay to be like this.
and see, here's my thing that I think is just ridiculous, and I really think it shows how a person is and shows his character. That when y'all did try to work things out, he's telling you all these things, and I didn't say this, I didn't say that, but then it comes out that he was talking all this trash about you while y'all weren't together. Like, that's not love. You don't fucking love me if you're
No,
talking
that's
shit about
weakness.
me.
That's weakness. He went and buddy back up with them after we split up, and
But not just them. Like, it
with
was,
her too.
well, yeah, but I mean, there was
Those
other
girls.
females that he was
Yeah.
telling that you were crazy, and
Yes.
but then gonna come at you telling you, I'm still in love with you. Please take me back. Please take me
Mm-hmm.
back. But I'm crazy,
No,
and
but
I
what
did
he's
all these
doing is
things.
exactly what they do. He is playing victim
Hmm.
to my reaction to his action.
Right.
That's not how it works. That is narcissistic at its finest. And then, um, so anyways, boundaries are very important in a
Not
relationship, especially, but for yourself. Like the rest of his life, if he don't get his shit together and learn how to set a boundary, is gonna be this chaotic. So ladies, if you know my ex-husband, he's a good looking man and he a good fuck too. But I'm gonna tell
Uh,
you what, um,
he's not my type.
well, that's okay.
Everybody's got a different type.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a type, but you know, I felt he's a very nice. He's very nice.
He's a nice man.
He is
He
very
is. He's
nice. He's a
very nice.
sweetheart, and he's a nurturer,
He's a
and he likes
nice
to care.
man.
And I loved all that. I needed that.
Yeah.
I'm still wanting to be in my soft girl era, but you're not going to want the mess that comes with being with him unless he gets his shit together and figures it out. And that's that. That's my advice to anybody that would love to
And I
choose
will
to date him. And
say,
you know what? I reach out to me. I have no malicious intent other than to prep you for which this is what this is to prep you for what to deal with. I'm gonna play a video in a minute of when we wait, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say that if he did heal, that he would be a really great guy to be with. If he healed and learned how to
Be a man.
stand up to other people and be a man.
Right. But
Right. Because I think he has a good heart. He's just fucked.
he does have a good heart, but he
Yeah.
has a lot of trauma
Yeah.
that he has not worked through.
Right.
And he can't see and he can't look in the mirror and take accountability. He does not take accountability for anything, but then that's probably why they don't take accountability because he doesn't take accountability.
Well,
But
he's
they
probably
wanted to
the
make it my
reason.
fault. Motherfuckers, I take accountability for all my shit.
Yeah.
And you cannot come in here into my life and do this smear campaign and put lies on my name when you don't know anything about me because I've got my shit together.
Well, wasn't it even said, like, how do you and Chelsea even get along? Or how do you, James and Chelsea, even get along?
Yeah.
Like, wasn't that mentioned?
Because we have respect for each
Right.
other. They've never came up against me and tried to take my kid from me.
No, and I think that's something that's just, I mean, that's diabolical to try to take somebody's kid for them. Like, what
She
the
got
fuck?
okay, so back to the picking up from school thing, like I tried to pick up the kids twice by myself. The first time was in November. Literally the next day we get there to pick the kids up, we get served with a restraining order for SP. He didn't get to see his kids for over a month because she
Wow.
put a restraining order on him with false allegations that she lied to a judge for, saying that he was on drugs, had erratic behavior, and we were attempting to elude with the kids. We didn't even have to tell her that we were going to go to Hattiesburg.
For a doctor's
A
appointment.
doctor's appointment, correct, for my son. We checked baby girl out of school about an hour before school ended because that's how it worked out. My mom picked up Luke. I mean, my mom picked up baby boy. We had it all figured out. And we went to Hattiesburg. We told her, hey, we're coming to check baby girl out of school. We have to go do this. She knew it. She works at the school. She actually brought baby girl out there to SP. But the next day, this bogus freaking restraining order. And
Wow.
that was still his week. He still had 4 days left to have with the kids, and they were taken. And we didn't see them for over a month until we finally got in front of a judge and got that dropped because he had to go take a 10 hair follicle drug screen, and he did it, and he passed because, like I said, we're not on drugs. You know, like
And to me, I feel like when people make false accusations like that, there should be some kind of penalty for that.
there should absolutely be. It is called perjury to lie to a judge.
There should
I
be
have
penalty
all
for
these
that.
papers. I have all the documents. I have everything about this shit. None of it made any sense. And the court systems honestly let us down and let those kids down because that was unfair. And then the second time, which was in January, right about a month before me and SP ended everything, I went to go pick up the kids because SP finally was like finding some random work to do. And he was working with a man that lives out in our community and helping him on a house. I was off work. I said, you know what? I'll go pick up the kids. I get there and I don't even know how she knew, but she had had the kids checked out of school at like 12:30. This is his pickup day legally. Um, and people walk up to me. She was checked out of school earlier. Do what? Like I call SP, your kid's not here. And I had that feeling. I literally was talking to my best friend Jill in the car line. I said, I have just a feeling she's not, like something's not
Yeah.
right. Get up there, she's not there. So SP calls baby mama and I told SP, I said, you need to let your lawyer know right now and his lawyer advised that he had to tell her to meet us at the store by my house by 4:30 with the kids or we call the cops. And that's what we did. Okay, so we get there. I got a video of that too on here. And she gets out that car, slams the door, just starts screaming and putting us down and whatever. That is the one and only time I actually reacted because I had had enough. You just wasted an hour of my time. You just wasted my fucking gas. I still had to go get my kid from you. For what? To prove that you have control? No, you just made yourself look like a fucking idiot.
Not only that, but she has an issue with baby girl being 2 minutes late, but it's totally fine for me to check her out 3 hours early from school just to be a cunt.
Okay, but that's the thing. Like,
Like
she
that
gets
doesn't
to
make
check the
no
kids
sense.
out
Yeah, that's my
whenever she
thing.
wants
Yeah.
and has anybody and everybody pick them up and drop them off. But SP can't.
Yeah.
You can't do that. There's
No.
no, like, that's not fair at all. And then just all of it. So the whole time, obviously, we knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And it was because she didn't want him with me. And my justice fell in my lap with that because me and SP tried to rekindle things a couple months after we separated. And I'm about to play it for you, just a little snippet of this video where she admits 100%
It's you. There's
that.
nothing against. Yeah.
So I'm just going to put this here to my thing and I'm going to let y'all listen to it. Listen for yourselves.
You told me what? What did you tell me?
I will do everything in my power to keep the kids away. You said you understood. I said it's either her or the kids.
Well, that's not
And you
fair.
said I understand. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because she destroyed your clothes. She wrote all over them.
She's crazy.
So
She's crazy.
She's crazy.
So what?
you're crazy.
Yeah, is that what you want? Really?
Yes.
She just told me 2 weeks ago that you.
She makes me happy. No,
Standing on business,
no, I
proud of him for
never
that.
said that.
She's not the best, and they're not going to be around her. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen.
She's not the best. So she is?
It's not going to happen.
Robert was a bitch.
I'm not controlling you. Nothing. I told you she was toxic. You
When somebody
agreed.
says I'm not controlling you, they are 100%
So
controlling
she
you.
always admits to what she's doing by
Like-
saying she's not doing it.
Like, that's what I'm saying. But that's like classical narcissist.
Yeah.
I'm not controlling you, but
It's narcissist
or
by the book.
don't take this the wrong way. But yeah.
Let me see what else it says.
And that you don't around your kids either. I told you she showed her parents' nipples to your 6-year-old daughter.
Oh yeah, I was like,
You see, that's not going to happen. I feel you on all
what
of it.
did she talk about? This is so fun on my phone.
Well, I don't remember any of that.
It's also the whole situation right there that I just talked about is a really good example of one, setting a healthy boundary and then identifying a toxic response.
I was gonna say, when you set a boundary with somebody and they have a negative response to it, it's just that you're not giving them what they want anymore.
But they can't feed off your energy
Right.
anymore. And it's pointing out things in them that are a problem that they're not willing to take accountability before. And I think that's one of the biggest things when it comes to boundaries is the accountability that comes with it. Because it's not like when you set a boundary, you're calling somebody out or saying they did
No.
anything wrong or anything like that. When you're setting a boundary, you are seeing an action that somebody does that makes you feel some type of way or
Mhm.
trigger something inside of you that you may want to heal. But that takes a team, it takes a partnership, it takes both of you. And if you're dealing with a person that responds like she did, run.
Yeah.
I mean, unless y'all are willing to go to therapy and somebody correct this person, but there's nobody that's going to tell them anything that they can't take accountability.
I was gonna say they don't take accountability, so they don't see that they're wrong in any situation. They never think that they're
And
wrong.
then they make this whole entire narrative up that's not even true. They use lies and slander and bullshit to try and make you look bad just because they can't take accountability for the fact that they hurt your feelings. And it doesn't make any sense.
Or to try to make the people who are setting the boundaries look crazy. So now you're crazy because you set a boundary and you stood on your
Right.
business?
And
No,
then
that doesn't
you
make you
become
crazy.
crazy again when they disrespect your boundary after you've set it, and now you have to react to it,
Right.
and you're either going to get stuck in this toxic cycle with these people, or you're going to respect yourself enough to go through the temporary pain of leaving the situation be and leaving them alone and moving on. Or you can just be miserable forever. Because
Which
they both
nobody wants to be
change.
miserable forever.
Everybody has the capability of changing, but somebody that has a mentality like that right there, or these people that can't take accountability, they're not going to change. I'm going to tell you now, they never will. It is a literal like mental health disorder. It's a diagnosis, narcissistic. It is what it is. Unfortunately, that's how
Yeah.
people were raised. It's a lack of parenting on her parents' parts, and um, a lack of her willingness to look in the mirror. Her mirror must be really full of smoke and fog, and it's gunk and trash and just ugliness
Well, and I
because
think it's
she
all,
doesn't want to look in it.
well, and I think it's all just an image. That's not who she truly is inside. I think it's a fucking front that's put on. And it's an image like I want people to see me as this goody good that does no wrong,
With
that
my fro sleeve.
and
Little rabbit
little
bitch.
little house on the prairie dresses is what I call it. But like that's not realistic. Like nobody's perfect. Nobody is a goody good all the time. Like I'm too I don't have the energy to put on a front to act like somebody I'm
Hell
not. I do not
no.
have the energy to act like I'm better than anybody else. And I get that feeling. Even before this situation, that was the feeling I
Yeah.
got. Like it's just anybody that acts like they're better than anybody else, I have nothing, no, zero respect for them.
All right, but we've actually run out of time for today. We've got a lot of kids that are in there and waiting for our attention. So we are actually going to make this our a two-part
So it's
for
to
the
be
finishing up of
continued.
our baby mama drama recovery series. Um, and then, of course, after that next episode, we'll be going to our full Raven and Chelsea content, which we're super excited about.
Yeah.
All the things. So y'all tune in. We might try to do it like ahead of time, like maybe a couple days after we post this one. We'll just see how that works out because I know a lot of people don't like to do the split episodes, but it just has to be this way this time.
Yeah.
So
We
it
got
is what
kids.
it
It
is.
is what it is.
But y'all don't forget to subscribe and like, support, share. Any feedback, we're welcome to it as always. Negative criticism, positive feedback. I didn't want to say positive criticism, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
But anything, like we're not gonna take it offensively.
And like
Um
we need opinions on whether we should keep when we go into the podcast if it should be Raven and Chelsea or if we should make nicknames with it. Like
ChatGPT gave us nicknames earlier and mine was Raven the Realist.
and what was mine? Smoky C.
Uh-uh.
Mine was Smoky C.
No, it wasn't Smoky C, it was something else. Stormy.
Stormy C.
Stormy C. So we're
Stormy
thinking about
C.
doing Raven the Realist and Stormy C. Like
C.
it's your
Because what did it
girls.
say? You're always keeping it real and I'm the calm before the storm or something. Yeah.
You know, like
I love
you keep
that.
it calm in the
Yeah.
storm. So I think we're gonna start like instead of
Where did
Raven,
Smoky come from?
I don't know, Smoky C up here. So it's probably gonna be more like it's your host Raven the Realist.
And Smoky C.
Bet you did it again. And Stormy C, baby.
Start it
So
over.
I really
What's
like
it gonna
that.
be?
Oh, so it's gonna be instead of Raven, it's gonna be Raven the Realist.
And Stormy C.
Hell yeah, we like that. What do y'all think about those names? Give us some feedback. But we've had fun today, and we can't wait to do another one, and we can't wait to do so many more.
I know.
This is I don't care like who watches, who doesn't, who supports, who don't. We do this for us.
It's therapeutic for
It's
sure.
very therapeutic, but
Mhm.
also we do have
A
an
message.
intention and a motive to really try and provide a better perspective to people, maybe educate some people on emotional intelligence and ways to handle situations. We've both made mistakes in our past and handling situations the very wrong way. We've learned from them. I still, crash out sometimes and handle situations negatively. So does she. We all do.
I was gonna
We're
say
not
sometimes
perfect,
you have to crash
but
out.
that's what we're here to do is to talk about it and really try to be an inspiration for people to go chase your dreams. If you want to start a podcast, questions about starting it up, hit us up. Like, what's what I'm looking for? Not communicate with us, but engage with us.
Yes, engage.
We would love if you want to come on the podcast and talk some shit. Come on. You got some topics you want us to talk about. It doesn't have to be related to co-parenting content. Like I said, we got one more episode after this one that's going to be specific to that. And then we're just going to go out there, man. So
I mean, we're gonna talk about everything. Conspiracy
anything.
theories.
We love conspiracy.
Like-
We're way out there. We love weird shit. We're
Yeah.
weird girls.
And then like
so-
into you, like we're gonna go into like the terror
Oh,
and the
man,
spirituality. Yeah.
You said terror.
Terror.
Just all the things that I'm going to give
Was
you
it tarot?
all the information behind it.
Tarot?
Tarot.
Oh, I called it tarot. What'd I call it? Terror. I call it terror. Terror
Tarot.
cards.
I was like, no, tarot cards. No, but I'm going to make it real for you, make you understand it, realize, that this shit is not demonic. And there's a lot that we've been programmed about things that are really good for our spirits. They can just be assistants and tools and guides to help us find our higher selves and reach those higher selves and just get advice. That's all that is. So I'm going to break the stigma around that for sure. On many episodes that are upcoming, but
And even talk about like all our flaws. Like we have no shame in talking about where we fucked up and what we did wrong. Like we'll lay it all out there because
absolutely.
it's like a thing that says it's like you can't use my past against me
Nope.
because I've grown and I will tell you everything I
will
did in my
air it all
past. I
out.
will give you
There's-
all the skeletons in my
Yes,
closet.
there's nothing that I'm ashamed of. There are
No.
things that I've done that I did feel guilty and this
Mhm.
and that, and like made me feel some type of way about myself. But at the same time, I'm not ashamed of it because I was, as always, doing the best that I could in that moment, and I'm not always the best
Well,
person.
and we
nobody
wouldn't be
is.
the people that we are now if we wouldn't have made the choices that we made
Right,
when
but
we did.
chose to rise above
Mhm.
and turn that pain into power. And now we have a great message. Both of us do. We have different backgrounds, different stories, but there's a lot of testimony behind
Mhm.
what we can share together. They're different, but we're
Yeah.
different.
What was it? Tea, testimony, and
All
not
the tea, testimony, and truth.
truth.
I forget it every
Tea,
time.
I just remember me saying testicles that one time, but tea, testimony, and truth.
Testicles. I'm just kidding. Thank you. All right, guys. We'll see y'all next time. Don't forget to tune in to part 2. We will let y'all know when it's released. I always post it on my Facebook. Nobody ever is like, ooh. But I'm so happy other people have been watching it. I've had a couple friends reach out and tell me they're watching it. That makes me super excited. I hope y'all are enjoying the content. But y'all have a good day. Drink one for your besties, for your baby mamas.
Cheers.